Hello, everyone. Welcome to series number 2 for the New York Yankees in 2022 in the payoff pitch replay. Series 2 finds the Toronto Blue Jays given the opposition here at Yankee Stadium. Yankees finished with the Red Sox, winning 2 out of 3. They won the first 2 and then dropped the third. And the Blue Jays come into the game also at 2-1 on the season. Look at our starting pitchers for today's game. For the Yankees, it is Jameson Taillon. He had 32 starts. He was 14-5 with a 3.91 ERA. And for the Blue Jays, it is Alek Manoah. He had 31 starts. He was 16-7 with a 2.24 ERA. So it might be some tough going for the Yankee hitters. We shall see. Let's go through the starting lineups and bench and bullpens for both teams. And we'll do that in just a second.
About to begin his warm-ups, and we'll take a look at the Blue Jays starting lineup brought to you by TikTok. It starts on TikTok. George Springer in center field. He's going to lead off. Bo Bichette at shortstop, full bat second. Vlad Guerrero Jr., the first baseman, hits third. Cleaning up and playing right field, Teoscar Hernandez. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. in left field. He's going to bat fifth, batting sixth, catching Alejandro Kirk. Matt Chapman at third base will bat seventh. Batting eighth and DHing Zach Collins and Santiago Espinal. The second baseman is going to bat ninth. See the bench, 4 guys on the bench for the Blue Jays, and 2 lefties and 8 righties in the bullpen for Charlie Montoya. TikTok, it starts on TikTok. DJ LeMay with third base leads off. Anthony Rizzo at first. Aaron Judge in right. Giancarlo Stanton will clean up in DH. Then Joey Gallows in left. Labor Torres at second. Aaron Hicks in center. Kyle Higashioka bats 8th and catches. Marwin Gonzalez will play shortstop, and he will bat 9th. 3 on the bench for the Yankees, and you see the 7 righties and 4 lefties the Yankees have in the pen.
All right, so that gets us all set up for this ball game. I will kind of move these out of the way just a hair so we have some room to actually play the game. Got my line score here. The out markers are here. And let's see, Yankee Stadium would probably fit really good about right there. I have my score sheet here, but that's going to be off camera as much as I can get it so I can make room for other things. And we will be doing the ticker after the game is over. I did the ticker for all those games in the first series, but the ticker doesn't really work too well when you've got a 4-game set. To sit through 4 games straight of ticker is kind of going to be laborious. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the ticker for today's games only, which is the April 11th replay date. So I'm going to do the ticker for the April 11th games, and then I'm going to do the other rest of the ticker offline, as well as play the other 3 Yankee games offline, and then come back in the next series when they go to Baltimore, first road series, come back, play that game, and do the ticker for that day as well, which I believe would be the 15th at that point. So I think that's going to go smoother and help me get through this thing a little bit quicker. Of course, I am using Digital Diamond PC game to input the Yankee stats. I'm not keeping stats of any other teams. I'm letting Digital Diamond sim the other stuff, but I'm not really worried about their records. I'm going by the records from the Fast Score. So with that in mind, we are ready to go. Again, no fast action cards. Everything is going to be chart driven. So I've got all the charts here that I need. And hopefully this will be a good 4-game series. And like I said, this is game 1 of this 4-game series. And the other 3 will be played offline. And the next video after this one will be game 2 of the Demolition League finals between Seattle and Houston. That will probably upload on Thursday or Friday, one or the other, I'm not sure which. And then on Saturday, it'll be the NBC game of the week, the Yankees and the Tigers, 1975 on Inside Pitch. That will be delayed because I do have a family commitment early on Saturday. So we're looking for, instead of doing the normal 1 o'clock time frame, we're looking more along the lines of 3:30 to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern time. to get that game in, and then hopefully every other Saturday after that would go back to the regular 1:30 time frame Eastern to be more in line. But this Saturday, life gets in the way sometimes, so you do what you got to do. All right, so Jamison Taillon is finishing up those warm-up tosses, and George Springer is your batter. Got the Yankee dice, white and gray for the D6s and the black and white for the D10s. And, of course, the black D10s have the 0, so that's the 10s, and this is the 1s. So if we rolled that, that would be a 65. All right, so we are ready to go. Jamison Taillon facing George Springer. And Game 4 in the Yankee replay is now underway. We get a 4 on Taillon, which is tough 56. Tough 56 is just out of range for Springer. It's a ground ball to third. Hit over to the third baseman, LeMahieu, and he flips to Rizzo for out number 1. As Josh Donaldson is getting the day off today. Here is Bo Bichette. Taillon. We get a 7, which is tough 31, and that is a strikeout. First strikeout of the game for Jamison Taillon. 2 away now, actually. And that will send us to Vladimir Guerrero. That's a 5, which is in play, but it's a 99. That's going to be a fly to left, and that's going to end the inning. So easy inning for the Yankees. 1, 2, 3. And at the end of half an inning of play here at Yankee Stadium, it is Toronto 0, and the Yankees coming to bat. And the Yankees will have to face Alek Manoah. Probably the best pitcher that Toronto has at the moment. And DJ LeMahieu is in the leadoff spot playing third base. He'll be followed by Rizzo and Judge. Manoah 9 is tough. That's a 90. Tough 90 is going to be a ground ball to short. 1 away as Bichette handles it easily, throws to Vladdy, and there's 1 away. Here's Anthony Rizzo. I did edit his card. They listed him as a 1 for an error rating, which is the worst you can have, and he had a .995 fielding percentage, nearly a Gold Glove, so I updated him to a 4 to try to make it a little more respectable. He does have the best range of A, so having the 1 error rating just didn't make sense. So that's where the one little marking there is. Manoah, we had a 7, which is patient 41. Patient 41 is going to be a walk for Anthony Rizzo, so he's reached base quite a bit. He's been hit by a pitch a couple of times, and now he has walked. So not necessarily the greatest batting average in the world right now, but certainly the on-base percentage is up there. He's a 3 on the steal. The 2d6s were a 7, so he cannot get a jump. I'm using the automated steals. And now here's the Judge, Aaron Judge. Right fielder. Manoah 10 is ballpark, and that's a 39. That's going to be in the wheelhouse, and Aaron Judge's wheelhouse is 1 to 97. Almost a foregone conclusion. And see ya. Aaron Judge just hit a 2-run bomb. Home run, Aaron Judge. 2-run shot. And the Yankees are in front 2-0 that quickly as Aaron Judge unloaded on that Manoah fastball. And it was a no-doubter. Here comes Giancarlo Stanton. 6 is tough, 46, and that's a strikeout. He's done that quite a bit so far in the replay. He's really struggled, has Mr. Stanton. 2 down for Joey Gallo, left fielder. We get a 7, which is patient 15. That'll be a walk for Joey Gallo. So a 2-out walk issued to Gallo. And that will bring up Gleyber Torres. Again, Gallo's a 2 steal. That's a 7, so no jump. So now Gleyber Torres steps in. 9 is tough. 86 tough. It's ground ball to short, and that's going to end the inning. But damage done. The Aaron Judge 2-run homer gives the Yankees a 2-0 lead after 1 here at the stadium. And we go to the second, where Jameson Taillon is now enjoying a 2-run lead. And he'll be facing Teoscar Hernandez, the center fielder, to lead right fielder to lead things off. Four is tough. 55. Struck him out. Another strikeout for Taillon. That is his second. 1 away, and that's going to send up Lourdes Gurriel. 7 is tough. 33, and that's yet another strikeout. So 3 strikeouts for Taillon. 2 of them back to back. And that brings up the catcher, Alejandro Kirk. 5 is in play, but it's an 83. It's a ground ball to short. Easy play for for Gonzalez, who's at short today, giving Kiner-Falefa the day off. And it's a 1-2-3 inning, turned in again by Jameson Taillon. So the Yankees pick up 2 in the first, and they don't let the Blue Jays come back at all in the second. They're looking now to build their lead. And they're going to send up Aaron Hicks, Kyle Higashioka, and Marwin Gonzalez, bottom third of the order, against Manoah. 4 is in play. 48, that's out of range. 48's a liner right to second. Snagged over there by the second baseman, Santiago Espinal. And there's 1 away. Hicks hit it hard, but to the wrong spot. And that brings up Higashioka. We get a 4, which is in play. That's an 0-3. That's going to be a double for Kyle Higashioka. He cracks a double. 1-out double. And the Yankees have something cooking here in the bottom half of the second with 1 out. Here's Marwin Gonzalez. That's a 10, which is ballpark. 49. That's in the wheelhouse again. Gonzalez's wheelhouse is 1-39, but anything 61 or less would generate a run. It's a 52. That's going to be a base hit, but on a wheelhouse, Higashioka will automatically score from second. And Gonzalez, RBI single. Yankees lead it 3-0. As they're getting to Manoah early and often, Manoah has found the ballpark card twice, or ballpark result twice, and he's been burned by it both times. Here's LeMahieu back to the top of the order. We get us 9, which is tough. 11, that's a strikeout. Out number 2, as LeMahieu is gone, and that's going to bring up Anthony Rizzo. Manoah, 8 is tough. 17 struck him out, so he strikes out Rizzo. He gives up the run, but he comes back to strike out the last 2 to get out of any more further damage. But at the end of 2, it's 3-0 Yankees, as they are putting it to Manoah early in this one. Taillon back out now, can enjoy a 3-0 lead. And he'll be facing the bottom portion of the order for the Blue Jays. Matt Chapman, former Oakland A, third baseman, will lead things off. We get a 4, which is tough, 33, and that's another strikeout for Taillon. He is racking up the Ks early on. That is strikeout number 4 for Jameson Taillon in just 8 batters faced. And that'll bring up the designated hitter and backup catcher, Zach Collins. 9 is patient, 46, and that will be a walk. So Taillon issues the free pass, and that's the first Toronto base runner that he has allowed. And that'll send up the number 9 hitter, second baseman Santiago Espinal. Taillon, a 6 is in play. That's a 12, and that'll be a base hit. Lead die of 2 on the base runner advancement. Let's check that. Lead die of a 2, base runner advancement on first. Gets 2 bases. So Zach Collins will take third. Runners are now on the corners with only 1 out. And the back to the top of the order for Springer. He is now the tying run. Taillon, a 2 is ballpark. 42, that's in the wheelhouse for Springer. That could be danger. 1 to 46 is a homer. Anything 80 or less is a base hit. 34, that is long, and unfortunately for the Yankees, that is gone. A 3-run home run for George Springer, former Astro. 3-run homer has just tied the game. And the Yankee fans are not too happy with Mr. Taillon right now. But I tell you, Yankee Stadium is giving it up right now. Home runs galore here at Yankee Stadium. All right, we are tied at 3. Brand new ball game. Here's Bo Bichette. Struck out his first time. 3 is defense. Got a first defensive check of the game. And it's an 85. And 85 says we're checking the error rating of the shortstop. That is Marwin Gonzalez. His error factor is a 4. So on the stadium card, an error factor of 4 means a 1 to 36 is an error. Anything above a 36 will be an out. That is an 09, so it will be an error. And the 12, for an error for a shortstop, the 12 is a 2-base error. So Bo Bichette will take second base on the 2-base error by Marwin Gonzalez. So sloppy play there from the Yankees, as Bichette will take second base. Still only 1 out. Score tied at 3, and here's Vlad. 7 is tough 77, and 77 is a fly to center field, and there's 2 away. And on a tough, you have no chance of moving up on a fly ball. So there's 2 away for Teoscar Hernandez. 10, that is in play. 17, that's a base hit with 2 outs. Runner of 6 or higher will score, so Bichette comes in to score. And the Blue Jays now take the lead 4 to 3. And when it looked like things were going rosy for the Yankees, all of a sudden it's a 4 to 3 game. That run is unearned because of the 2-base error on Gonzalez, but Toronto doesn't care. They'll take it. And they lead it by the score of 4 to 3. Taillon has to try to get out of this inning. 2 is ballpark again. Not a good place to be. 10 is the wheelhouse. So we're going to the wheelhouse for Lourdes Gurriel. Fortunately for the Yankees, he's not much of a home run hitter, 1 to 13, but 55 or less is a base hit. And that is a 16, so he's not going to get a base hit, but he will get a double. And Teoscar Hernandez runs at a 7 and will score. And the runs keep piling up. It is now 5 to 3. And now Taillon might not be around too much longer. The 9th man's going to bat in the inning coming up, and that is Alejandro Kirk. He made the last out in the previous inning. And action in the Yankee bullpen, as they do have right-hander. Right-hander King is loosening. Taillon trying to finish, though. 6 is in play, and an 08. That's not going to help his cause any. That's a base hit. Again, Lourdes Gurriel will score because he's got a 6 or higher. So he will score. It is now 6 runs in the inning, and the Blue Jays have batted around. They have batted around, and that's going to be it for Jameson Taillon. Matt Chapman will come to the plate, and he led off the inning by striking out, but he won't be facing Taillon. Boy, Taillon just ran to a buzzsaw and couldn't get anybody out. So now the Yankees will turn it over to Mike King. Mike King is your pitcher. Mike King He's going to see what he can do. Try to get out of this inning. Jamison Tyon, a tremendously rough start. He got the first 6 guys out. He faced, actually the first 7, because he struck out Chapman to start the inning. So he retired 7 in a row, striking out 4 of them. But since then, a walk, a single, a home run, an error, a fly to center, a single, a double, and a single have knocked him out of the game. So here's Chapman. We get a 38, 6 in the 38. 6 is tough. 38 is a strikeout to finally end the inning. But boy, damage is done big time. 6-run inning for the Blue Jays, and they take a 6-3 lead. And all of a sudden, one of the happier guys in the stadium is Alek Manoah, as he has a 3-run lead and new life to work with. He was kind of down and out, down 3-0, but no more. And Aaron Judge will start things off as the Yankees try to come back. If they can find the ballpark card, they might have a chance, because the Yankee Stadium certainly is plentiful with home runs and extra base hits. Manoah, 7 is patient, 42. That'll be a walk to Aaron Judge. So that's what the Yankees need. They need base runners to get back in the game. Aaron Judge will walk, and that brings up Giancarlo Stanton. Stanton has been struggling, though. 11 is in play, 68. 68 is a ground ball to second, but that's an 11, which means if it's 11 or 12, means runner advances. So Stanton is out, but the runner will advance. And that was a ground ball to second. So the only play that Espinal had was to go to first, 4-3. And Judge will advance to second with 1 out. And now that brings up Gleyber Torres. I'm sorry, Joey Gallo. My bad. Gleyber Torres is on deck. So it's Joey Gallo with 1 out. 4 is in play, 24. And he just missed it. 23 would have been a hit, but 24 is a pop up to second base. So Joey Gallo, oh so close, but yet so far, as the song goes. And that brings up Gleyber Torres. Gleyber grounded to short his first trip. Manoah, 6 is tough, 52, and he struck him out to end the inning. So Manoah, shut down inning in the bottom of the 3rd, keeps the Yankees 3 runs away. It's a 6-3 ball game as we go to the top of the 4th. Yankees threaten, but come away empty-handed. But there's still 6 innings of baseball to be played. King back out. Going to see if they can get him through the 4th inning if possible. He'll be facing Zach Collins, Espinal, and Springer due up for the Blue Jays here in the top of the 4th. 9 is tough, 91, and that's going to be, boy, 90 would have been a single, but 91's a fly to right. 1 away. Saw that high number and assumed it was an out before I looked, and it's a good thing I looked because it was almost a hit. So here's Santiago Espinal. He did single his first time up and score. King, 8 is tough, 0-8. That's a strikeout. So King doing very well. He has retired all 3 he has faced. And the order flips over to George Springer. Springer had that big 3-run homer last inning that kind of got the Blue Jays started. 6 is tough, 81. Not this time. 81's a fly to center. And the inning is over. So King did very well for himself. He's going to go an inning and a 3rd. He just has a short fatigue rating. So inning and a 3rd is all he's going to be able to make it. And the Yankees will go to the bullpen for the 5th inning. Blue Jays don't have that problem. They will be gladly seeing Manoah back out, as he seems to have settled in since that rough first inning. And batting helps to have a batter at the plate. That's Gleyber Torres. So we get an 8, which is tough, 37, and Gleyber Torres can sit back down. So Torres is out of there on strikes. out number 1, and that's going to send up Aaron Hicks, switch hitting center fielder. 7 is Patient 31, and that'll be a walk to Aaron Hicks. So Hicks draws the base on balls. For Manoah, that's his 4th walk, but only one of those walks previously have scored, so he's kind of danced around that. Here is Kyle Higashioka. Doubled and scored his last time up. Get a 7, which is Patient 55, and that's going to be a ground ball to third. Possible double play. That's a 7. His double play is an 8, but his is only a 6, so they can't turn the 2. They will get the force. It's going to go 5-4 to retire Hicks at second base. Higashioka, the new runner at first, with 2 down now. For Marwin Gonzalez, his error kind of kept the inning going back in that 3rd inning. That allowed 2 more runs to come, well, actually 3 more runs to come across. Manoah, 9 is Tough, 58. And that's going to be a base hit for Marwin Gonzalez. Tough, but there are 2 outs, so Higashioka will take third. He does get the extra base because he runs with a 6. So despite the fact that it's Tough, the 6 overrides that. At least the way I played it does. So basically the way I play it is with 2 outs, the base running rating is the first check. The type of hit it is, the dice is the next check. So the lower number on the D6s. But in this case, with there being 2 outs and him running as a 6, he was going to get that base either way you go. So now we're back to the top of the order for DJ LeMahieu. 2 outs and runners at the corners. Yanks a chance to dent into this lead. 9 is Tough, 28. Not going to happen. LeMahieu strikes out to end the inning. And the Yankees are going to rue these left on base opportunities where they are just leaving guys on base. 4 innings in the books. Still 6-3 Blue Jays. And the Yankees, we will need a new pitcher for the Yankees. So Aaron Boone has to muddle through his lineup or his bench, bullpen, see who he might want to go to. Got to remember who pitched the last game and make sure they aren't being used in this game. So let me go back to last game's score sheet and figure out who got the pitching assignments. Sears, Marinaccio, and Peralta pitched in the previous game, so I'd like to not use them. Of course, we've already used King. So now let's see, coming up for the Blue Jays, it'll be all right-handers. So I believe they're going to go... They're going to go to Jonathan Loaizaga. So Loaizaga is coming in from the bullpen. See what he can do in relief to keep the score where it is. And he'll be facing Bo Bichette to start things off. So Loaizaga coming on. Face Bichette. 11 is defense. That's a 65. So a defense 65 says we are checking the error of the third baseman. Third baseman is LeMahieu. And LeMahieu, fortunately for the Yankees, his error is a 5. Best you can have. So doesn't mean he can't make an error. It just means the odds are less likely to make an error. Since it's a 5, he needs a 1 to 30 to make an error. Anything 31 or above, and he will retire Bichette. 55, he does. 59, he retires Bichette, and a 6 says it is a ground ball. So ground ball to third. Tough hop for LeMahieu, but he takes care of it, and Bichette is retired, 1 away. He's going to send it to Vladdy Guerrero. He's 0 for 2. He flew to left and flew to center. 5 is Patient 59, and that's going to be a hit by pitch. He's going to plunk Vladdy Guerrero. Not sure Vlad appreciated that, but he gets plunked. He's a 3 steal. That's a 5, so can't get the jump. And that'll bring up Teoscar Hernandez. That is a 3, which is tough, 27, and that is a strikeout. So Loizaga sits down Teoscar. 2 down for Lourdes Gurriel, or Lourdes Gurriel. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. 9 is in play, 66. That's going to be a fly to right field to end the inning. So nothing doing there for the Blue Jays as Loizaga does his job. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. Still 6-3 in favor of the Jays. Back out is Manoah. And he'll be facing Anthony Rizzo to lead things off. Rizzo has walked and struck out. 7 is patient. He might walk again, and he does. Rizzo draws another base on balls and gets on base again. Be it either a walk or hit by pitch, it seems to be getting prevalent. Here comes Judge. He homered in the first and walked in the third. We get a 9, which is tough. 21 struck him out. Boy, a 10 would have been a ballpark, but 9 is a tough strikeout. So 1 away, and it's going to send up Giancarlo Stanton. Manoah, 3 is tough. 64 struck him out. So yet another strikeout. Back-to-back Ks for 2 outs, and Rizzo still at first. And that'll send up Joey Gallo. 6 is tough, 40. Tough 40 is going to be another strikeout. So Manoah strikes out the side around the walk to Rizzo. He ends up striking out the side. And that's going to end the inning. So after 5 complete, it is still Toronto 6 and the Yankees 3. 6-3. And let's see, Loizaga. He's more of a 1-inning pitcher, so he's going to leave the game. And the Yankees will go to another pitcher. Let's see, coming up for the Blue Jays is right, left. So they will go to a right-hander. And they will go to right-handed pitcher Clark Schmidt. Clark Schmidt is on. He may be able to go 2 innings because he's had 3 starts. So it says short relief, but if you start at 3 games, you got to have some fatigue capabilities. So they're going to see if Schmidt might be able to eke out 2 innings. Clark Schmidt is gone. He's been used, but the Yankees still have 4 right-handers and 4 lefties in the pen. So do it for the Blue Jays. It'll be Alejandro Kirk. 6-3 Blue Jays. It's been that way since the 3rd. We're now in the 6th. Schmidt, 9 is tough. 66. And that's going to be a ground ball to second. Handled by Gleyber Torres. 1 away. He flips to Rizzo. 1 down for Matt Chapman, third baseman. Chapman 0 for 2. He struck out twice. Oddly, both in the 3rd inning. Two is Wheelhouse, 56, and that's going to be a double for Chapman. Just missed a homer, but boy, Schmidt put it in the wheelhouse, and Chapman almost got it out of here, but he knocks a clean double. And here come the Blue Jays again, looking for more. Zach Collins. Schmidt, 5 is in play, 98. That's a fly to right. 2 down. So let's check on fly ball advancement. Fly ball advancement. It says if there's run on second base, the result was F9. The run on third advances. That's if his wheelhouse or patient. All the results. A run on second with a run rating of 7 or higher advances to third. So 7 or higher, he does have 7 or higher, so he will advance because he had that 7. So it's a fly out, but he does take fly out to right for out number 2, but he does take third base on that deep fly out. So with 2 outs, it's Santiago Espinal. So getting the third really doesn't seem to matter that much, but he took it third base anyway. Here's Schmidt to Espinal. 8 is Patient. 19, that's a walk. So the inning continues as Espinal draws the free pass. Runners at the corners, 2 down for George Springer. And Springer has a chance to blow this game open. He's 1 for 3 with a 3-run homer. Schmidt, 3, that's tough, 96, and that's going to be a fly to left to end the inning. So Schmidt, a little shaky, but gets through the 6th. With no damage done, we still go to the bottom of the 6th with the score 6-3. Still in place for the Blue Jays. They still lead it 6-3. And this will be the fatigue inning for Manoah. He is a 6. So since he has given up 3 runs or less, he is not. We don't have to go to the fatigue pitcher result. I don't believe. I'm going to pause the video. If it's 2 runs or 3 runs, I'm going to double check it to make sure I'm right. Because if he is supposed to be fatigued, then I will take him out. Okay, I stand corrected. If he's given up 3 runs or more, then he is fatigued. So Manoah will be coming out of the ball game. So Manoah will exit. 5 innings pitched and 3 runs allowed. And he is in line to get the win unless the Yankees come back to tie the score or take the lead. And let's see who the Blue Jays want to send up for the Yankees. It's Torres, Hicks, and Higashioka, 2 righties and a switch. So I'm assuming they will go with a right-hander. And they're going to Yimi Garcia. So Yimi Garcia will be on for the Blue Jays. Yimi Garcia. And leading off for the Yankees will be Gleyber Torres. Bottom third of the order, Torres, Hicks, and Higashioka. Torres 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Garcia, 4, is in play. In play, 31, and that's going to be a base hit for Gleyber Torres. So Gleyber Torres greets Yimi Garcia with the leadoff single. And that'll bring up Aaron Hicks. That's a 7, which is tough. 70. Out of range, 70 is a ground ball to second. That's a 7, 8, and a 6. So no double play. Hicks will reach on the fielder's choice. So that out is going to go 4-6 on the fielder's choice. 1 away, but Hicks is the new base runner in place of Torres, and that'll bring up Higashioka. Higashioka doubled in the 2nd, reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th. Garcia, 9. 9 and a 77. 9 is in play. 77 is a fly to center. That is out number 2. And that'll bring up Marwin Gonzalez. Garcia, 10, is in play. 70. That's going to be out of range again. That is going to be a ground ball to second, and that's going to end the inning. Easy play for Espinal. Throws to Vladdy, and the inning is over. Easy inning for Yimi Garcia. Leadoff single, but nothing since. And 6 innings are in the books. It is still 6-3 in favor of the Blue Jays. That score has been holding up since the 3rd inning. Clark Schmidt back out for his 2nd inning of work, and he'll be facing the top of the order in George Springer. Check that. Not George Springer. It'll be Bo Bichette. So Bo Bichette will lead off. 0 for 3. He did reach on an error and score. 5 is in play, 86, and that's going to be a ground ball to short, 1 away. So 1 down. And that sends up Vladdy. Vladimir Guerrero. Hit by pitches last time up. He's 0 for 2. Schmidt 11 is ballpark 60, and that's going to be in the wheelhouse for Vladdy Guerrero. Vladdy Guerrero 1 to 54 is a goner, 89 or less is a hit. That's a 63. It will be a solid double for Vlad Guerrero. And the ballpark card again strikes against the pitchers. You just don't want to be in the ballpark card at Yankee Stadium. All right, here is Teoscar Hernandez. 10 is in play, 53. That's going to be a ground ball to third, and the runner will have to hold. So Vladdy will stay at second base for out number 2 for Lourdes Gurriel. Schmidt 4 is patient, 44, and that's going to be a base hit. 4 and a 44 is a base hit. He does run out of 6, so he will score with 2 outs. Does Vladdy Guerrero. And the Blue Jays now take a 7-3 lead. 2-out magic again by the Blue Jays. And that brings up Alejandro Kirk. 10 is in play, 49. That's going to be a ground ball to Rizzo at first. He'll take it to the bag himself, and the inning is over. But the damage is done. Another run comes in, and we go to the 7th inning stretch. It's Toronto 7 and the Yankees 3. And it is the 7th inning stretch, and I think I'm going to stretch myself because with all these runs, it's taken a little bit of time to get through this game. That's it for Clark Schmidt. His day is done. He will no longer be in the ball game. And let's see about Yimi Garcia. He's mostly a 1-inning guy, so he will leave also. And they will turn it over to, let's see, we got right, left, right. So let's see who they want to go to. They're going to go to a left-hander, Tim Meza. Tim Meza, a lefty. But again, with 2022 rules and current, Meza does have to face 3 batters. He cannot just face like 1 batter and come out, or face Rizzo and come out. So he's going to have to go with the top of the order and face all 3 of them. But I am going to stretch for just a second and get myself together, get ready for these last 3 innings. And of course, after the game, the ticker will be going on for the other games played April 11th. All right, DJ LeMahieu against Meza. We get an 11, that's defense, and that's 0-5. That is the range of the first baseman, Vladimir Guerrero. His range is a D. So 1 to 49 will be a hit. 50 or higher, he'll get to it. That will be a 65, so it does get to it. When with the 5 on the out, it is a ground out. 1 away. He will get to it and flip to Meza covering. Score it 3-1. On to put out. Here is Anthony Rizzo, lefty on lefty matchup. 5 is tough. 10, that is a strikeout. So Rizzo is out of there. And that's going to bring up Aaron Judge. He's homered, walked, and struck out. 3 is in play. 93, that is a fly to left, and that's going to end the inning. So Meza, a solid 1-2-3 inning, and the Toronto bullpen continues the effective pitching as the Yankees have now gone 5 consecutive scoreless innings. That's it for Meza. He's definitely a 1-inning pitcher. He's out of there. And now the Yankees will need a new pitcher as well for the top of the 8th. And let's see, coming up for the Blue Jays, it's Chapman, Collins, and Espinal. Righty, lefty, righty. Yankees may decide to go to a lefty at this point. Let's see. With the score being what it is, they may go to somebody a little less known like J.P. Sears. J.P. Sears, this is his last series for a while. Once they go to Baltimore, they will call up Tim LeCastro and send down J.P. Sears. So we need to get J.P. Sears in at least one game, and this is as good a game as any to do it. So J.P. Sears is on. And he'll be facing bottom third of the order, Chapman, Collins, and Espinal. We get a 4, which is tough, 36, and against a left-hander, that's a strikeout. So Chapman out on strikes. 1 down for the lefty, Zach Collins, but he is going to be called back. He is the DH. So the Blue Jays will go to the bench, and they will bring on... Well, they only got lefties on the bench, though. That's the problem. But they're going to bring on Raimel Tapia, and he will stay in the game to DH. So Raimel Tapia will take over as the DH for Collins. It'll be Tapia taking over for Collins. Against J.P. Sears. We get a 5, which is in play. 16, that's a base hit for Tapia. So Tapia gets himself a pinch hit single. That's going to bring up Espinal. Santiago Espinal. Sears, 3 is in play. 61. In play 61 is a fly to right field for out number 2. And that is the third batter that Sears has faced, so he could, in theory, be taken out of the game. George Springer is your scheduled hitter. But I think they're going to try to let Sears finish the inning. He does have long relief rating. It's actually a part-time starter, too. But he's not going to start any games close now. 7 is Patient 57. Patient 57 is a base hit for Springer. And Tapia runs at a 7 with 2 outs. There were 2 outs. He gets third base automatically. So Springer, his second hit of the game, puts runners at the corners for Bo Bichette. And now you wanted to leave Sears in there. They're going to leave him in there. 6 is Tough, 49, and that's a strikeout to end the inning. So Sears, a little trouble, but gets through the 8th unscathed. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's still 7-3 favor of the Blue Jays, and the Yankee bats have just gone dormant. But they still have 2 innings to score 4 runs. It's definitely doable. They just have to do it. And they'll have to do it against a different pitcher. Meza is gone for the Blue Jays, so they will bring in another pitcher, and they're going to bring in right-hander Adam Simber. So Adam Simber is on for the Blue Jays. He will be on to face Giancarlo Stanton to lead things off. 4th pitcher used by the Blue Jays. Yankees have used 5. So Stanton gets his first crack at the right-handing side-winding Adam Simber. 7 is Tough, 28, struck him out. And the struggles for Giancarlo continue. 1 away for Joey Gallo. See if Gallo, being a lefty, can solve the side-winding right-hander Simber. 11 is Defense. That's a 31. And that is the range of the center fielder. Center fielder George Springer. His range. Let's look at Springer's range. His range in center field, not very good. It's a D. So chance to drop in for a hit for Gallo, 1/49 would be a hit. And it is. It's a base hit, and that's a 4. So let's see here. Hit and a 4. It says single 2 stars, but nobody's on base, so don't worry about base runner advancement. It's just a hit. So Joey Gallo gets the base hit, and that brings up Gleyber Torres. Simber 8 is in play, 87. That's going to be a ground ball to short. Double play of 8, double play of 6. That's an 8. It won't be a double play. They'll just get the force on Joey Gallo. It's going to go 6-4 on the fielder's choice, and the new runner is Gleyber Torres. With 2 outs, here comes Aaron Hicks. Simber 5 is in play, 98. That was a fly to left, and that's going to end the inning. And that is now 6 shutout innings turned in by the Blue Jays pitching since being down 3-0. Simber does his job. He's going to go 1 inning, and he's going to be done for the evening. And the Yankees will also need a new pitcher for the top of the 9th. Let's see who they might want to go to. Looks like they're going to Miguel Castro, right-hander. So Miguel Castro is on to pitch for the Yankees. 6th pitcher used by Aaron Boone. And he'll be facing Guerrero, Hernandez, and Gurriel. Heart of the order for the Blue Jays as they lead it 7-3. Castro 12 is ballpark, not where you want to be. 57 is right in the wheelhouse. Guerrero 1-54 is a home run. Anything 89 or less is a hit. That is a double 03. That is long and it is gone. Vladimir Guerrero just greets Miguel Castro with a dinger. Deep drive to center field and make it 8-3 now for the Blue Jays as they have 8 unanswered runs as they pound Yankee relief pitching. Here's Teoscar Hernandez. 6 is patient. 13, that's going to be a walk. And you wonder if Castro can finish the inning. He's having a rough start. That'll bring up Lourdes Gurriel, or Lourdes Gurriel. Still nobody out. Castro 4 is tough, 51. That's a base hit for Gurriel. Since it's tough and there's not 2 outs, we're going to default to the tough and say it's just a 1 base advancement. So runners are at first and second. Plus the lead die 1 would say 1 base anyway. So first and second, still nobody out for Alejandro Kirk. Castro 4, tough, 45. Just missed a hit. 45 is a liner to second. Liner to second, since nobody was on the move, is not, since it wasn't a hit and run, there won't be any doubling off anybody. It's just a liner to second. 1 down. And that will take it to Matt Chapman. Yankees really want Castro to finish the inning. They really don't want to dip into the rest of their bullpen. They still got 3 more games to go against the Blue Jays, and they want to save some fresh arms. 9 is patient, 37, and that's going to be a walk, and it's going to load the bases. So Castro, getting in hot water, has loaded the bases. Tapia, the lefty, is coming up, so they might go to the bullpen. They may go to a lefty out of the bullpen. I think they're going to pull Castro. He just didn't have it. And they don't want to embarrass themselves, so they're going to the bullpen for Lucas Luque. Lucas Luque, 7th pitcher used by the Yankees. Bases loaded, 1 out. Infield at double play depth. Luque, 12 is defense. That's a 17. That is the range of the shortstop, Marwin Gonzalez. His range is a B. So 1-35 is a hit. Anything higher than that will be an out. It's an 0-3. It's a hit with an 8. Hit and an 8 in the infield is a single 1 star, so 1 base advancement for everybody. Base runners move up. Second run of the inning. This one again is charged to Castro. Toppy is 2 for 2 since he's come in. We'll call it an infield hit. Base is still loaded. Still only 1 out. And Santiago Espinal, the batter. And the Yankees just want to get this game over with. Even they want the ticker. It's getting bad. 2 runs are in. It's 9-3. Luque to Espinal. 5 is in play. 63. That will be a fly to right field. Runner on third is less than 7, so he will not score. It'll be a fly out, but not a sacrifice fly. So there are 2 away. And I think with the Blue Jays, they're not trying to push anything anyway. It's, getting out of hand, so to speak. All right, coming up is George Springer. He is 2 for 5. Luque, 9 is tough, 82. And they're finally out of the inning. A ground ball to short will end the inning. But not before 2 more runs come in for the Blue Jays. And we go to the 9th with the score, Toronto 9, Yankees 3. 9 unanswered runs from the Blue Jays. And Yankee fans still a little bit disbelief. So coming in for the Blue Jays, we will need a new pitcher to pitch this 9th inning. And they will go to Julian Merriweather. He's got a 6.75 ERA, but this is the kind of game you use him in when it's out of hand. That way if he struggles, it's no big deal. But it will be Merriweather. And he'll be facing the bottom portion of the Yankee order. Higashioka, Gonzalez, and LeMahieu, unless they want to pinch hit. Let's see. Do they want to let Higashioka hit, or they may give their bench some chances to hit. Let's take a look here. They're going to pinch hit for him with Jose Trevino. He's the backup catcher. So Trevino will get a chance to get an at-bat in this game. Trevino will bat. And if some miraculous situation sends it to the 10th, he will stay in and catch. So Trevino stepping to the plate against Merriweather. 7 is tough. 0-5. It didn't matter who was batting, I don't think. With the 0-5 tough, you're getting out of there. So tough break there for Trevino. Kind of got a bad break. 1 out, and that's going to send it to Marwin Gonzalez. But he will be called back. And Isaiah Kiner-Falefa will get the call to pinch hit. See what he can do. That will leave Josh Donaldson as the only bench player. And I think they're going to leave him on the bench and give him the full day off. But Kiner-Falefa to pinch hit. Against Merriweather, we get an 8, which is tough. 99, that's a fly to left, 2 down. And with 2 outs and the bases empty, we go to DJ LeMahieu. LeMahieu is 0 for 4, struck out twice. Merriweather, 7 is tough. 0-5, he's going to get the hat trick and strike out again. Fitting in for the Yankees in this one, as they took a 3-0 lead after 2, thinking they were going to do something, but then disaster struck. And there is your final. Be right back with the totals and then set things up for the ticker. Final line score. Blue Jays, 9 runs, 13 hits, no errors. For the Yankees, 3 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error. Winning pitcher was Alek Manoah. He goes to 1-0. Losing pitcher Jameson Taillon, he's 0-1. And obviously with a score of 9-3, there were no saves. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and set things up for the ticker to finish the games from April 11th. All right, we're ready for the ticker, and I've updated the score that the game just played, 9-3. Toronto wins it. Toronto moves to 3-1. The Yankees drop to 2-2. There will be 3 more games in the series that I'll play offline. Nestor Cortez taking on Kikuchi in Game 2. Garrett Cole facing Jose Barrios, Game 3. And in Game 4, Luis Severino will take on Kevin Gausman. All right, so first game up is at Washington and Atlanta, 21 versus a 20. That's kind of interesting. And again, just to refresh memory, the big die is the 10s, the little die is the 1s. Red dice are the visitors, white dice are the home. So red is Washington, white is Atlanta. 21 versus 20, slight advantage to the red. So red gets 32 and the white gets 22. Looks like a Washington win to me. 21 and a 32. 21 and a 32 is 6 runs. So 6 runs for Washington. 20 and a 22 is 20 and 22 is 4 runs for Atlanta. So Washington does defeat Atlanta. Next up, the Mets and the Phillies. Taijuan Walker against Ranger Suarez. The Mets, red dice Mets, have an 11-9 advantage. 62, that pretty good chance for the Mets there to get the win. 62 versus a 35. So let's see here, 62. 62 and 11. 11 and 62 is 7 runs for the Mets. For the Phillies, 9 and a 35. 9 and a 35 is 4 runs. So the Mets get the victory 7-4. Next up is San Diego and San Francisco. Nick Martinez against Alex Wood. 14-8 in favor of the red dice for San Diego. And the red dice get a 61. I'm sorry, a 16. So that's bad. And a 26 for the white dice. So even though they got a 14, they're probably going to end up losing because of this bad roll. 14 and a 16 is 3 runs. So that's all San Diego could muster with 3 runs. San Francisco has an 8 and a 26, and that is 3 runs. So we have a tie. We go to the tiebreaker, which is the clutch result. San Diego is a +1. San Francisco is a -2. Huge advantage to San Diego. Red dice for San Diego, white for San Francisco. But we get a 5 and a 2, so that's interesting. A 2 for San Diego, but the add 1 gives them a 3. A 5 for San Francisco, but a -2 gives them a 3. They tie again, but since San Francisco is the home team, they will get the victory 4-3 over San Diego. And I don't know if that's the rule. Second tiebreaker goes to the home team, but that's just what I decide to use when I'm doing this. When the tiebreaker ties, I go to the home team. All right, so Miami and the Angels. Eliezer Hernandez against Michael Lorenzen. 14-7 in favor of the Angels or the white dice. We get a 35, but the 54 for the visitors could get them over the bump. Oh, that was a 4 there, 54. So 7 and a 54 is 5. So 5 runs for Miami. And 35 and a 14. 14 and a 35 is 5 runs for the Angels. So again, another tie. 5-5. Go to the clutch. Miami is a -1. Angels are a 0. So -1 for the red, and the white get a 0. -1 for the red makes it 2 and a 2. So since the home team, they're tied again, the home team gets the win. So the Angels come away with a 6-5 victory over the Florida Marlins, or Miami Marlins. All right, here comes Milwaukee and Baltimore. 14-13, slight favorite for Milwaukee in the red dice. 42, sound like a win for Milwaukee most likely. 14 and a 42 is 5 runs. For Baltimore, 13 and a 21 only yields 3 runs. So the win there goes to Milwaukee. Boston at Detroit. Waka against Manning. And Boston, the red dice have a 10-5 advantage. But they only get a 16 where they got a 61, so it doesn't look good for Boston. 10 and a 16 is only 2 runs. Detroit only has a 5, but they got a 61. So 5 and a 61 is 5 runs, and Detroit wins the game 5-2. All right, Kansas City and Cleveland. You got Savali against Hernandez. Huge advantage for Cleveland, 24-12 red dice. and they get a 65. So you add insult to injury. So 24 and a 65. They pound out 13 runs to the Cleveland Guardians. Kansas City has a 12 and a 55. Not bad, 7 runs, but nowhere near what the 13 is. And Cleveland gets the victory. Seattle and Minnesota, Dylan Bundy against Chris Flexen. Seattle and the Red Dice with a 12-9 advantage. And they get a 36 versus a 42. 36, 11 and a, 12 and a 36 is 4 runs. And 9 and a 42 is 4 runs. So we have a tie. Back we go to the tiebreaker for Seattle and Minnesota. Seattle is a +2. Minnesota is a -2. That doesn't bode well at all for the Twins. Red die is a +2. White die is a -2. So this becomes a 5, and this becomes a 3. So the win goes to Seattle by the score of 5-4. Do the tiebreaker. All right, last 2 games of the day. Oakland is in Tampa, 11-9 favor of Oakland. And the Red Dice, 31, but the dice didn't do well for Oakland. 11 and a 31 is only 3 runs. Tampa Bay has a 9, but they have a 51. And a 9 and a 51 yields 5 runs, so Tampa Bay will get the victory. Last game on the docket is Colorado at Texas, 17-16. Pretty even there. Red die 22, 17 and a 22 is only 4 runs. Texas has 16 and a 62. 16 and a 62 is 9 runs. So Texas crushes Colorado by the score of 9-4, and there's your ticker for April 11th. So rather than go through all these games on the ticker, it's kind of monotonous and boring. So I'll just do the dirty work offline to get everything lined up to the 15th. And on the 15th, the Yankees, I didn't highlight it right here, but the Yankees will be playing Baltimore, Jordan Montgomery against Jordan Lyles. A couple of Jordans going at it. That's on April the 15th on the replay date. I don't know where I'm going to get to it, but the replay date is April 15th, 2022. Yankees in Baltimore. That'll be the next game in this replay. But this game tonight, Yankees jump out to a 3-0 lead after 2 innings, but then the Blue Jays blitz them for 9 straight after that, including a 6-run fourth to put the game away. And Alek Manoah got the victory. Jameson Taillon, unfortunately for him, took the loss to drop to 0-1. So that's going to do it from here. Hope you enjoyed the payoff pitch presentation of the New York Yankees replay. And I'll play these other ones offline and come back with the 15th and give updated records for all the teams, or at least the Yankees anyway. I probably won't start doing the records for all the teams until they start playing, until they start getting some more wins under their belts. I mean, I'm going to keep the record, but rather than go through the standings, it's kind of early right now, so I'm just mainly focusing on the Yankees and their opponents. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.